What is goody, my foodie, my brothers and sisters? I am heartbroken today. I just filmed a video with so much sauce. I was spitting so much game at you, so much life advice that I think would have helped you guys a ton. But it turns out I wasn't recording. So, I'm going to change the topic of this video. I was talking about us humans, me and you, being, see, now, now I'm not cooking as much, I'm having trouble articulating, but basically it was a video about saying that we should question free will because we are very programmed, and we should put ourselves in situations to be programmed in a good way. That's the basic of it. I'm not going to talk about that today. I want to talk about the tool that I just used right now to minimize my bad emotions and feelings so I can perform well. Now, what just happened? I just cooked on a video so hard. I was spitting out game. I was articulating myself perfectly, my tonality. I was being authentic. I don't usually do this well. I don't usually perform this well in a video. I did all that, and it turns out I wasn't recording. Normally, I would be like, and hate myself for it. This next video would have been absolutely zero effort. I would have spoken very badly. I would have focused on remembering the things I said in the previous video, and if I didn't, I would subconsciously be less confident, be less authentic, articulate myself worse, start overthinking. But what the heck did I do? I chose to not let that happen. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough, and I do, or at least at the start of this video, I was facing some friction. By friction, I meant I was overthinking. I was still dealing with the bad feeling that I didn't record last time, and that impacted my performance at the beginning of this video that you're watching. Remember when I was apologizing for not being articulate enough at summarizing the video that I failed to record? Whoa. I articulated that pretty well, and now I'm overthinking because I was conscious of it. Okay, never mind. I'm confusing you too much. I chose not to let that happen. Now, I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm not trying to say, just have a good mindset, bro. I'm going to say that this simple advice, the tool that I used was simply, don't let one bad thing ruin your mood and your ability to perform and do your work. Just think positive thoughts. The basic advice is think positively. And it's good advice, but it's not good advice for everyone. Why isn't it good advice for everyone? I know what you're thinking. You think people should think negatively sometimes? No. I think if you tell someone just think positive, bro, it doesn't work. Technically, it's good advice. And people should be positive, but you're not going to tell a negative person just be positive, bro, and they're going to become positive. First of all, they're going to have their defense mechanisms, and they're going to say, I'm not negative. They're going to say, I can't just think positive, bro. They're going to have limiting beliefs. Human change starts with planting small seeds in people's heads, and eventually they might become the type of person that can think positive. Let's say tomorrow you're talking with a friend, and they're having super limiting beliefs, and they hate the world, and people are mean to them, they're always being victims, I don't know, whatever, and you give them a piece of advice that obviously would help them. If they think positive thoughts, their lives would most likely be better, right? But it just won't work. What do you have to do? You have to listen to what they say. You have to try to, I think, making people feel understood. I don't think, it's almost like a fact. Making people feel understood and validated, and then, I don't know, like humbly giving advice or asking if I could give advice opens people up more. It's a lot of psychological things. I don't expect you to become the type of person that can be good at changing other people. A lot of people a common self-improvement advice I hear all the time, a common thing people say to me all the time is, you can't change other people. And you can over time. Sometimes, and most of the times, they never will. But there is actions that you can take to change and influence other people. I honestly believe you can make someone believe in God or become an atheist, no matter what. The only things holding you back is they're probably going to cut off the relationship with you. You're going to push too hard, and you're just simply not. It might be a full-time job. It'd be 3 times a full-time job. It'd be a 120-hour week job, but you technically could, at least at a way higher percentage than people think. Of course, the issue is it's just not worth it sometimes. But what you can do is plant seeds in their heads, and maybe a month from now, maybe 2 years, maybe 20 years down the line, a bunch of seeds were planted in their head to now that they're beginning to see your point of view, and you will make them change. What does this have to do with my decision to not recording the video earlier, not pressing record, me not letting that affect me? What I have to say by this, that took a lot of time to cultivate. I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, I watched the dude that I was hurt by a girl, and I wanted to get back at her, or I wanted to attract a girl. I watched a video on how to get girls, and then I started going to the gym, and then I don't know, I watched the video and someone told me to meditate, and I didn't meditate until 2 years later after 40 people told me to meditate, and I wanted to experience the benefits of meditating, and then I did it for a week, and then I stopped. And then I eventually became consistent for a whole year. I haven't been consistent for meditating for a year, but I probably have for like 3 months at one point. And I haven't meditated in like over a year, or at least consistently for over a year. And what meditation does is it makes me aware of my emotions, and it doesn't make me act on autopilot. So I became conscious of the bad mood that I was starting to achieve when I noticed I didn't press record. I hope it's still recording right now. Oh my gosh. And I don't know, and that led me to be able to take my pride and ego down and notice things, and I gained the ability to change my mood on command. And it doesn't happen always. Maybe if I was heartbroken, if my girlfriend broke up with me, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And overall, the main point that I'm trying to say is that every piece of advice that you are given, there's probably infinite sub-steps that will lead you, that will make you the type of person to be able to follow that advice. Does that make sense? So what do you do now? Most of you won't do anything, but what I do want to do is to plant seeds in you guys' heads, open up your mind a bit, so eventually next time you see my content, or next time you notice something happen in real life, in your life, now your head is a little bit more likely to be able to internalize what I'm saying, and you're going to eventually become the type of person that takes action. Okay? That's the end of the video. Take a very small action step. Don't go to the gym. Instead, just put on your gym shoes. Don't read a whole page of a book. Read the first word. After you read the first word, literally give yourself permission to close the book. Maybe you will close the book and you won't. And you're right. You're not going to read the page. But now you're more likely to eventually read the page. You're now more likely to eventually be the type of person that reads the full page, or however many pages you need to read. Don't go to the gym. Literally allow yourself to put on your shoes and not go to the gym. Whatever. God bless you. If you believe in love, then you already believe in God, because God is love. At least that's what I believe. Oh my gosh, I recorded. Let's go.